Go ahead, Pat.
Pat Patterson at PRN. It could be 35 degrees different on Sunday. I mean, you've been here and seen that before when we've had big swings in the weather. Any major concerns?
No, you know, when it's concrete, it just doesn't change the characteristics and the balance of the car as much as usual. It'll take a little bit longer to get heat in the tires. We can run a little bit more tape. You know, I feel more for the fans than I do, you know, for myself. Maybe pit crew can get a little bit, you know, tight over on pit road while it's cold, so keeping those guys, their muscles and everything warmed up and stretched. But for us inside the car, we like it cool. You know, the cooler the better. And plus, we get hot enough under our skin and inside the cars usually around this place anyway. So anything to keep us cool as well as the brakes. But it really, I don't think it will change the characteristics of the racetrack too much.
Got a question over here, Jessica. If we could bring Dustin the microphone, please.
Dustin Long, Landmark. Jeff, no, it's always important to have that last pit stall, or the first pit stall because of the opening. But what does that allow you to do? Or do you can you go into that box differently, or what does it allow you other than just being able to get that quick getaway? Is there an extra advantage in that? And really, is it that significant? Looking at your 7 wins here, you won twice on the pole. So, I mean, you won 5 other times having a different pit stall.
Well, I think it's huge. I mean, I think it's very significant because if you have a hiccup, it can help you rebound so much quicker and easier. You know, all you're worried about is getting to that line that's not far off of pit road, and you're driving straight. You don't have to go around anybody. Obviously, the biggest concern and goal being in that stall is making sure you're ahead of the guy that's in the pit stall behind you, which usually good cars pick that second pit stall as well. So, you know, we might not have always had that first pit stall, but we typically have had good pit stalls here, and that makes a big difference. You know, it really, I think it doesn't necessarily speed up the pit stops any. It just allows you to get in and out a lot easier and make up that time. You know, right there, it's not about getting back up to speed or momentum. It's just getting to that line, and I just think, going back to what I was saying, you know, you can have a bad pit stop and it won't be as bad. You can have an issue with whatever it may be and be back a little bit further on the track and make up, you know, 3, 4 or more positions on pit road and not have to worry about trying to make them all up on the racetrack.
David Poole, Charlotte Observer. Just trying to make sure Kerry doesn't get mad at me. All the stuff about you guys running off to a slow start and all that stuff, in the off week, did you guys have any kind of meetings to sort of get around and say, I mean, I know you have regular meetings, but was there any kind of, all right, it's time to pull this thing together, any of that stuff, or is this all just completely made up by us?
I mean, we did not at the 24 team. I couldn't tell you what all went on because I was on vacation. I think Rick was fishing, so you know, it was business as usual for all of us. We did go do that Darlington tire test on Tuesday afternoon, but I mean, honestly, it's not time to panic. I'm not concerned. I feel good about where our racing. I still think we've got a championship caliber team. I'm more concerned with the way we ran at Bristol, really, than anything else. And if you look at our stats and stuff, you guys wouldn't even think really about that one. You're going to look at you know, Daytona and Vegas. So, you know, to me, those 2 races don't concern me near as much. You know, because we were running really good at those races as Bristol does. So it was pretty much business as usual for us. You know, I know that the 48 did some testing. You know, I'm not sure what went on with the guys with the 5 car. The 88's in pretty good shape. So as far as I know, it was business as usual.
Other questions for Jeff? We have one right here.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Last year's finish was pretty dramatic. If it comes down to the last lap again, or you still going to race clean and just, you know, let the cards fall where they may?
I don't think I could really do anything, any different. I mean, I've run through I've seen it certainly plenty of times on TV. It's kind of hard to get away from it sometimes to try to figure out what we could do different. But I really think it goes back to, pit strategy and fine-tuning the setup, on the car. I just feel like we got a little bit too tight there behind Jimmy late in that race, even though we were still better. I felt like we were the faster car, just wasn't fast enough to really make the pass. And I think that if I did get inside of them, I might use them up a little bit more. But I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize or risk the relationships that we have within our organization as teammates, as well as risking me not finishing second or Jimmy, if that or any of my teammates. I'm not going to go in there and just drive in the back of them to win the race. Huh? No, I don't think it'd matter. Obviously, I'm going to use even more caution if it's a teammate, but I would use. I really don't think I'd do it a whole lot different because I just that I know I've hit some guys along the way and I've won some races, but that's not the way that I like to win. It's not the way I And hey, who knows? Heat of the moment in the race, it might be totally different. But sitting here right now, that's the way I would approach it.
Any further questions for Jeff? Well, Jeff, we appreciate you being here, taking the time out, and good luck.